So the crypto market right now is going risk on. We're seeing a bit of a rally when it comes to altcoins, and Bitcoin dominance has been dropping. We're going to discuss all of that in today's video. So leave a like on the video if that sounds interesting, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I've got an exclusive bonus promotion right now on Blowfin. You can use my link down below and potentially claim up to $1,000 of free trading money if you deposit $7,000 on Blowfin. All of the information is down below. So we can see right now Bitcoin is below that key level, which I mentioned, which is the previous swing high. You can see Bitcoin has been in a downtrend here for some time, and then eventually we broke out here, and now we're trying to get back above the swing high where we rejected on this downward sloping resistance line. It is really crucial that Bitcoin actually gets above this level now if we want to have a trend continuation to the upside. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens here. I've got my eyes on Bitcoin. We have got relatively high 4-hourly stochastic RSIs, but when we zoom out and we look at it on the daily, it certainly looks like we have some room to go when you look at the regular RSI. Okay, regular RSI is better on the higher time frames, and the stochastic is better on the shorter time frames. So I think ultimately here, guys, we're going to see a breakout on Bitcoin. We're going to see a move up, and it's going to be absolutely glorious for the altcoins, because as of right now, if we're taking a look at Bitcoin dominance here, you can see we are literally on the edge of a potential cliff here. We are on major support on Bitcoin dominance that stems all the way back to 2023, and we are literally so close right now to potentially losing it. Now, there's a chance we don't lose it here. We could use it as support, then get a little bounce and then come back down. But inevitably, I think we're going to lose this support. It's literally 0.3% away. When we lose this support, it is going to be huge for the altcoin market, because that will essentially confirm an altcoin season based off Bitcoin dominance. I mean, you'd have to be completely in denial to then still refute the idea of an alt season, despite dominance going from 66% all the way down to 57% and lose critical support. You'd have to be in denial. Now, we've seen major examples of this market going risk on. One example here is MYX token, which is up 200% today. And if you don't know what MYX token is, it is essentially an exchange, a perp exchange, kind of like Hyperliquid, where they're essentially using the fees off the exchange to burn tokens and basically make the supply more scarce. This is absolutely super bullish. And you can see right now the MYX token has been exploding. And last night I was actually on a group call over in my Discord group with all of my VIP members, and we were actually shorting and longing the MYX token based off its crazy volatile swings. Now, look, this is very degen to be longing and shorting such a volatile coin, which is literally doing 50% swings within literally half an hour to an hour. But if you know what you're doing, if you're willing to take a bit of risk, you can actually make a ton of money trading this coin because of how much volatility there is there. And you can see it came all the way down here to the 60 MA, used it as support, and now it's continuing this crazy uptrend. I mean, it's done like stupid gains. You can see just on the 7th of this month, it was trading around $1, and now it's trading above $17. Absolutely crazy gains for this coin, and that is a sign that we're heading into some form of an alt season, because you get some of these major swings on certain coins. Now, this is a very big week. As I mentioned on my last video, we have PPI coming in tomorrow, and we have coming in on Thursday CPI, which is the most important one. As I said on my last video, if both of these come in relatively low, expect markets to go very risk on and pump because of the possibility of a 50 basis point cut in September, or basically cuts throughout the entirety of the year, because not only would you have unemployment going down, but you would also have inflation going down, which is the perfect recipe for a cutting cycle from the Fed. And if you look at the current odds according to Polymarket, they have the highest probability scenario as 3 cuts. Now, if you don't know, we have a potential rate cut in September, we have a potential rate cut in October, and we have a potential rate cut in December. Those are the 3 possible scenarios. And according to Polymarket, the highest probability is cut, which means we have 3 rate cuts, obviously, in all the possible FOMC meetings, which has a 42% probability. The second most likely is pause cut, which has a 29% probability. So the chances here are, guys, we are getting between 75 to 50 basis points minimum from the Fed. And that's not including potential 50 basis point cuts, which could be, very, very possible in one of these meetings. So in reality, we're going to get somewhere between 50 to 100 basis points, most likely in cuts in the back end of this year, according to the current odds. And that is what the bond market is also pricing in. The bond market is pricing in somewhere around 75 basis points, which, at the end of the day, it will definitely be good for risk on markets. It's going to drive more liquidity, but it's also a possible top signal here because everyone's going to get so bullish into rate cuts. And yeah, maybe the first or the second rate cut this year have massive, massive bullish price action. But eventually it's going to have a dwindling effect as people realize, why are they cutting so hard? It's because the economy is on the edge of a cliff. The labor market is deteriorating and, consumers are not spending as much. So those are some of the reasons as to why you would get cuts in the first place. So yes, it's good for risk on markets for sure in the short to medium term, but I don't think it's going to last as long as some people say. Some people say we're going to be running all the way into 2026, mid 2026, etc. Obviously, we'll address it as it comes, but most likely that is not the case. Most likely the first rate cut is bullish, maybe even the second rate cut, especially if Powell comes out in September and indicates that he's going to cut further. But yeah, I don't think you're just going to have infinite cut after cut after cut, which is just constantly bullish. It's going to have a dwindling effect on the markets. But anyway, I told you guys in my last video that SAY looked ready to explode. And right now it is currently above the macro resistance line on this chart, which if I zoom out here, you can see stems all the way back from its all-time high around $1. It's currently just broken above it slightly. Now, I personally would wait for, a weekly close, something like that. But if you want, you can just trade it now. You can enter a long position now, as long as you've got a stop loss just below the, the resistance, or which could now be potentially support, then you're relatively safe. But I'm just waiting for a bit more confirmation, and then I'm going to be entering a long on, say, relatively low leverage long that I plan to hold basically until it gets to around $1. So this is one to potentially look out on Blowfin if you're entering long positions here, because it is looking absolutely insane for SAY. And I mentioned on my last video, and I actually posted it on X, so make sure you're following me on X, about Millie, the #1 meme coin on SAY. I posted this chart saying that a breakout looked imminent and it looks ready to produce a God candle. What happened literally moments after that post? Let's just take a look here. There you go. Absolute crazy God candle. Moments after I said it looks ready to produce a God candle. I mean, guys, my accuracy in this market is next level. There's no one even close. This is absolutely insane how accurate this call was. It was compressing. We had low RSIs. It came down to a golden pocket previously. And then we just got that major, major breakout on Millie. And it looks like Millie is probably going to come to minimum 2.7 in the short term. And I think, honestly, it could go way higher because this is a #1 meme coin on a chain, which looks incredible. So I've got high hopes for Millie. So if you want to buy Millie, a few people asked me in the last video, how can I buy it? It is on Mexi, and you can also buy it through the Compass wallet, which is the wallet for SAY. So there's a few ways, but obviously Mexi is the easiest way to buy it. Now, had you have been in my VIP group, you would have gotten a buy alert on Millie at a $2 million market cap. So you'd already be up nicely on your money, over a 2x. And that's just one buy alert. Okay, I called Troll recently as well, which did a 24x from one of my buy alerts. Absolutely insane gains. Some of the people in the group made 6 figures on that buy alert. There's a lot of groups out there, guys, that are absolutely crap. I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen some of them. I've seen some of the results. There's groups out there that rug you left, right, and center. Coins like Blaze, absolute crazy rug. But this group is for the winners. If you're here in crypto and you want to make money, you don't want to mess around, you don't want to be dumped on by, people who are the devs behind the coins they're shilling, then get in this group. This is the place to be. There's a 24/7 active Discord community, as I've showed you already, where literally all day long people are in here talking about the markets. We also have voice chats that are open 24/7 as well. So check it out, guys. This is for the winners. And if you want to book a call for free with one of my closest representatives, then you can do so using the link down below. Like I said, it's absolutely free of charge, and you can talk about your portfolio with a very intelligent and trusted member of my team. Appreciate you guys watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Goodbye.